Okay, so just like I made my last YouTube video about nice guys, also known as neckbeards, creepers, stalkers, it really depends on the girl, how they view them. There is the opposite side of the spectrum, the nice girls. Now, of course, this is all my own opinion. Take it with a grain of salt, however you will. But in my opinion, a nice girl, and I do mean it with quotation marks, like you call yourself that but you're really not, is a girl who believes that just because she gives you even a moment of her time or even a moment of affection, just like those nice guys who are like, well, I was nice to you, why won't you date me, why won't you give me a chance, well, you're just a slut. The nice girls do the same thing. Well, you probably just like sluts and only date hoes, and you don't want a real woman. If you legitimately are that easily butthurt, you are not a real woman. Because fact number one of being a woman, beauty is pain. When you want to get your nails done, they're going to cut your cuticles, and that's going to hurt. When you get your hair done, you're going to get scalp burn. When you put on makeup, you're going to get acne. When you fucking have to exercise to stay skinny, your muscles are going to fucking hurt. And then on top of all of that, it's just stupid minor little shit, like brushing your hair in general. This is why my hair is in a braid. I just don't deal with it because it knots up so much that trying to brush it takes 20 goddamn minutes and it hurts like hell. So just being a woman, irregardless of childbirth, hurts in general. And on top of that, it is and I'm not trying to support masculinity or anything like that, but it's generally the woman's job to pick up the slack. Or if the woman just so happens to be a strong, independent kind of woman and she's able to actually be the head of household, then it is his job. Personally, when I'm unemployed, my husband has no problem taking care of me for weeks, months. He's gone even a full year once. And when I was taking care of him, I went a full year. But we switched roles. While I'm at work, it's my job to bring home the money. I'll still do a couple of the household chores because I'm not taking out the garbage. I'm not strong enough. But he still does the dishes. And like when the bills come in, it's his job to get online using my bank account, which is actually a joint bank account, to pay our bills. That's a woman. This is somebody who understands life is a fucking struggle, regardless of your sex. And if you try to be like even prettier than you already are, that's only going to make your struggle harder. And there are certain things you just have to accept that it's going to be our job. I'm sorry, when there's a newborn screaming in the house, a man's ability to not freak out after hour like 6 and throw it against the goddamn wall like he just lost the video game is ridiculously high. When a woman can deal with it day after day after day after day, we're built for certain things. Now, I'm not saying it's a requirement. It is completely voluntary. You don't want to take care of children? He don't want to take care of children? Don't have children. Duh. Birth control exists. Now, back to these nice girls. They think just because they're pretty or the guy happens to be slightly uglier than normal. Because I will admit, when I met my man, because I met him, as I said in my last video, at 5 years old. I knew him when he was still a child, and, he didn't even know how to read yet, for God's sake. I barely knew how to read either. And we just became best friends, and we stayed friends all the way up until we were like 14, and then we started dating each other, things of that sort. So I didn't care what he looked like because I fell in love with him. And he didn't care what I looked like because at the time, I still looked like a boy. I mean, a 5-year-old girl is almost indiscernible from a boy, except for the fact that she has chubby cheeks and longer hair. So It's a little bit of a weird misconception that only boys do it. Girls do it too, and it's fucking ridiculous. You bitches out there, when a man says he don't like you, he don't like you. Just like you're able to say no and then call rape or sexual harassment, whatever, a man's allowed to do the same thing. I have been harmed. I'm not going to go into detail about how or who or why, but it was bad enough that the gentleman, because I'm in a small town, let's just say he did not get prosecuted, but he was punished. Having a couple of big guy friends is very helpful, so let's just put it that way. Write down in the comments below if you guys actually want to hear the real story, because it's been long enough that I have no problem telling the story, and honestly, his punishment totally fits the crime. So, in my opinion, I wouldn't mind sharing it, but it is something that may trigger other women, and you never want to talk about your trauma in public unless, the public wants it. So, you guys just let me know what you want. But, yeah, that's just my take on these nice girls. I'm sorry. You're no different than the nice guys who are just like, but I was a gentleman and I bought you something, so you should be my girlfriend. I'm pretty and I'm attractive and I have so many guys hitting on me, so you should be delighted I'm even talking to you. Shut your face. Seriously? We're not 12. And all this Instagram crap and Twitter crap with all that just needs to just cease to exist. Or, if you are going to exist, when you have run into somebody where you've messaged them and they've clearly told you no, because I guarantee these same nice girls are the same ones that scream rape because their boyfriend broke up with them. Because those bitches are just bitches. I'm sorry, there's really no other way to talk about them. I'm sorry for being so vulgar, but goddamn, go read some of the Reddit posts. Go read some Twitter stuff. These girls just go way, way, way too far. And then turn right around, and when a guy does it, they're like, oh my god, he's a fucking sexual predator. You're no different. Like, anybody who sits around and says, but I'm pretty and you should date me. Well, you said no, I'm just gonna go kill myself. Darwinism, bitch. Darwinism. If you're that stupid, you deserve to just go kill yourself. I'm sorry, I'm not saying I'm gonna threaten you, I'm not gonna kill you personally. But if you are so retarded that you believe that your beauty automatically entitles you to a man's time or affection, and then on top of that, try to use manipulation such as threatening to lose your own life, you're petty, you're shitty, and honestly, if you're dumb enough to kill yourself in the first place, Darwinism. There are hundreds of hotlines and rehabilitation centers and therapies you can go to. You can be suicidal and not actually do it. But threatening to do it just because somebody's like, I don't know who the fuck you are, and you're creeping me the hell out, and I'd really like you to leave me the hell alone, is not a reasonable reason to kill yourself. Now, I get it. Maybe, this is just a far, far out there idea. This is literally what would have to happen to me if I were to ever actually do it. I would have to lose unborn pregnancy, and then lose my husband because he can't deal with the grief of losing said unborn pregnancy, basically a miscarriage. And then my house burns to the ground, and I lose my job, and my car breaks down. Basically, my entire life would have to melt to the entire fucking ground before I get that point. Now, I'm not saying I've never been depressed or had a suicidal thought flash through my brain, But to be so petty and dumb, which only adds another point to Darwinism, to actually use it as a manipulative tool against another human being. Not only does that make you stupid, because, killing yourself is stupid in the first place, but it makes you manipulative, and it makes you look like a two-faced bitch, and it makes you look like somebody nobody wants to date. Like, you're a psycho. I don't care, you're a 10 out of 10. You're a psycho. And if you want to go kill yourself because I think you're a psycho and I don't want to date you because your tits really aren't what I'm interested in, then fine. Go kill yourself. That's your prerogative. It's not my job to stop you from killing yourself just because, I'm dating someone already and I'm not interested in another woman. Sorry, the rant about nice girls ran a little bit longer than the nice guys. I might post another nice guys video in a couple of weeks, because I think I'm going to start a YouTube channel, like a legitimate one, where I have, like, actual, like, all the graphics and the thumbnails and all that good stuff. I have the gaming computer set up, it's like I got it going, but I haven't gotten all of the programming down, and I haven't completely understood it yet. But I'm one of those people that talk about a lot of things that a lot of people disagree on or are confused about, and that's where I'm planning to go with it. If you want to hear somebody similar who actually inspired me, please go subscribe to Q Star, CUE Star. His videos are actually very good quality, and he's actually basing all of his conversations off of actual Reddit posts, and they are hilarious. So I'm going in that general direction, but it's more my opinions rather than the actual content, at least at this point. I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to have to learn how to use these programs a little bit better, so I'm just starting on basic. That way, let's just say I actually do get famous or something like that. You guys can go all the way back to the beginning and be like, what the fuck? So it's totally possible that, in the future I might actually show my real face, or I might start using my gamer profile, so I don't have to use filters or voice filters anymore, because honestly, I live in a small town, and I'm a very well-known face. I'm someone that, it's not even an overstatement, was actually bullied by every single student in the school, even new students. And that's probably going to be my next video, is what it's like to actually be a true pariah. And, yeah. So, if you wouldn't mind just giving me a subscribe, giving me a like, let me know whether or not my content, that's all I care about right now, not my video. My video will get better. Right now I'm just using a cell phone, but my video will get better. Just leave me a comment below, or subscribe, or just leave me a like to let me know that you at least understood my opinions, or you enjoyed my opinions in some way, shape, or form. All that good shit. But, yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a good night, and you ladies and gents, behave yourselves, and learn to take rejection respectively. Have a good day.